Vibrating Jr. here for an in-shop adventure. Today and over the next week and beyond, we're going to be doing a test to see what's better, the Lotto or the old school Mini Sonic. Now, back on the other bench, I've got some material. I'm going to take the barrels off. We'll set them up on the other bench, and we will get these loaded up, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So, to conduct this test, this is the material we're going to use. This is agates that was collected in other random pieces. That was collected in the Ochiko Mountains. And I ran these through one round of 6090 coarse grit and one round of 12220 in the rotary tumbler. I chose not to roll these so they were smooth. These will have issues. They are going to be cracked. They're going to have divots. They're going to have voids. They're going to have character. Not everything needs to have a round, perfect shape, which I tend to do a lot of that. Rather, it's okay to have pieces like that. It adds complexities to the cleaning process, like this one here with all those quartz crystals down inside there. I don't know if you can see them or not. There you go. Now you can see those quartz crystals. So, and there's some with some of the green basalt still on there from the host material. All kinds of good stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some in here. We're going to add the media, and I'll talk about the media when we go to add it. We're going to add aluminum oxide pre-polish. See right there. And then we're going to add some of the white stuff. So let me get started, and we'll go ahead and get these partially filled. So I do not fill my barrels to the recommended levels at this time. But what I do is I will top them off with the media. And my media is a mix of ceramic medias of different sizes and rocks that I've polished. Those rocks may end up even being a broken cabochon. Look at that thing. This thing was going to be pretty until the unseen crack got me. It happens. But with me, nothing goes to waste. If something fails, it's turned into media immediately. Even a piece of petrified wood. So we'll go ahead and get these put in. Now, we're going to get them filled with water. Now this is how I drain mine. Take them outside, dump them upside down. Now that they are drained, it's time to add the pre-polish. And I just add a heavy half teaspoon. With a tablespoon of the white stuff. So let's go put them on the machines, turn them on, and we're going to let them go. Okay, we have them both going. And in 3 days, we will get these drained out, cleaned up really good, and then shortly after that, we will get a 2-day batch of polish going. Then when everything is done, we're going to sit and do a side-by-side comparison to see which does a better job. The more gentle, less aggressive Lotto, or the much more aggressive Minisonic. Old school Minisonic. Not the new ones, the old one. So we'll check back in with you here in a few days. It is several hours later. I want to make sure everything was nice and dry. And we're going to do a quick little look at these. These two here from the Lotto. This one here is from the old Minisonic. So let's take a close look at these and determine which one did a better job. Okay, we're zoomed in pretty close here. This is the one from the Minisonic. And the camera doesn't pick up what I'm seeing. And this is the one from the Lotto. But you can see that one there, the reflection of the sun in it is very good. This one here you can see how it's not quite so good. This polish looks more crisp, more sharper than this one over here. So we have a piece of Montana moss and a couple other pieces we're going to look at next. Okay, here is pieces of Montana moss that was in this batch here, which is probably the best indicator of how well something can polish. This is the one from the Minisonic, and this is the one from the Lotto. You see a part of a fingerprint on that one. Let's look at this other side. And let's look at the other side of this one. You see a fingerprint right there. So ignore that. But, in my opinion, the Lotto did a better job. And also, the feel is smoother with the one from the Lotto than it is from the Minisonic. You can see my finger smudge mark on that one now. And then so to the average eye at this direction here, you can't hardly tell the difference. But when you really get down and start looking at these, you can definitely tell a difference. And let's pull one more sample. Here is another example with the Montana moss. And I'm using the light on my camera. Here is the Minisonic. And here is the one from the Lotto. So, in my opinion, sorry for the shaking, the Lotto does a better job. The Minisonic is good, but the Lotto is better. Okay, here's one more sample here. This is the one from the Minisonic. And this is one from the Lotto. There we go. So, slightly better than this. Now, toss that back over there, toss that back over there. Now, in the grand scheme of things, does this really make a difference? It only does if you're picky as I am. If you're somebody who's out here wanting to polish rocks and having fun and doing and just wanting to see what they look like, Minisonic does just fine. But if you're after that clear as polish as possible, then the Lotto is just slightly better. But either way, both does a very good job at polishing rocks. Now, the new version of the Minisonic is variable speed. And I hope to get my hands on one of those here in the future to do a similar test, but with different material types. This here was a challenge because this is kind of difficult material to work with. But I didn't want to do something easy. I wanted to do something that was difficult. So, and a little Side note here, some of the pieces ended up in my media as well. That happens in every batch. So in my opinion, the Lotto does slightly better than what the Minisonic does. Slightly. The Lotto is just a little bit better. But the Minisonic is still a fantastic machine. And you're going to be able to do some incredible work with it. But the Lotto does it just a little bit better. There you go. Everyone's life's an adventure. Then there's mine sitting out here doing a comparison of vibrating rock tumblers. This is the Adventures of Jaws Jr. Have a good one, everybody. See ya.